They've lied to you about the real meaning of as above, so below. What you've heard barely scratches the surface, and the truth is far more profound than you've been told. This ancient phrase is not just a poetic saying or mystical riddle. It's a principle that holds the key to understanding reality itself. The universe operates on laws so sparse and interconnected that what happens on a grand cosmic scale mirrors what happens within you. This idea has been obscured, dismissed, and misunderstood for everything from the vast expanse of the stars above to the tiniest unseen movements within your mind. But why is this knowledge hidden, and what would happen if you understood how this principle truly governs your life today? Your life today will dive deep into the Hermetic teaching of as above, so below, and reveal every detail they don't want you to see. The phrase, as above, so below, as within, so without, originates from Hermetic philosophy, an ancient tradition of wisdom, attributed to Hermes Trismegistus, the mythical figure, believed to have unified science, spirituality, and mysticism. At first glance, it may sound like an abstract concept reserved for philosophers or mystics, but its implications are anything but distant. This principle is a universal law describing how everything in existence is interconnected. What exists on one level of reality is reflected on every other level, from the movements of celestial bodies to the patterns of thought in your mind. There is a mirroring effect that links the macrocosm, the universe, and the microcosm, the individual. This principle isn't just EO202 theoretical. You see it everywhere. Whether or not you've consciously recognized it, consider fractals, those infinitely repeating geometric patterns that look the same. No matter how closely you zoom in or out, these shapes, found in nature from the branching of trees to the structure of your lungs, are visual proof of the as above, so below principle. The small reflects the large, and the patterns repeat themselves across different scales. This isn't just poetic, it's scientific. It's a truth encoded into the fabric of reality itself. Take a moment to think about how this principle applies to your own life, your internal world. Your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs acts as a blueprint for your external reality. How often have you noticed that your mindset shapes your experiences? When you're confident, the world seems to align with your goals. When you're anxious, everything feels like an obstacle. This is no coincidence. It's the Hermetic principle in action. The universe mirrors your internal state, back to you, creating a feedback loop between your mind and the reality you perceive. But here's the part they don't want you to know. This principle is more than just a feel-good idea. It's a key to power to transform your life by mastering your inner world. And platforms like this for a deeper exploration. Join our free newsletter, Insights Academy, where we dive into these truths more fully. Plus, you'll receive a free copy of the Kailion A, Hermetic classic that has inspired seekers for generations. The link is in the description. Don't miss it. When you start to understand as above, so below, it becomes clear why so many ancient traditions emphasize balance and harmony. Aligning your inner world with the laws of the universe isn't just spiritual. Its practical. Hermetic wisdom teaches that spirit and matter are not separate, but reflections of the same source. What happens within you doesn't stay within. It radiates outward, influencing your relationships, opportunities, and even your physical health. The beauty of this principle is its simplicity. You don't need to climb mountains or meditate in caves to see it in action. Start observing the patterns in your life. Look at how your emotions influence your decisions, how your beliefs shape your reality, and how your habits create your future. When you embrace this awareness, you're no longer a passive participant in life. You begin to understand the power you hold, the ability to create harmony within yourself and reflect it into the world around you. For centuries, the Hermetic principle of as above, so below was regarded as mystical wisdom passed down through esoteric teachings and secret texts. But what if this ancient idea isn't just spiritual philosophy, but a truth that is modern science is beginning to confirm? As our understanding of the universe deepens, the line between mysticism and science grows increasingly thin, and the echoes of this Hermetic principle become impossible to ignore. Take, for example, the concept of fractals. These intricate patterns repeat themselves endlessly at different scales and can be found in both nature and mathematics they govern. The structure of galaxies, the branching of trees, and even the neural networks of your brain, what you see on a grand cosmic scale is mirrored in the smallest details of life. This is as above, so below in action, a reflection of how the universe operates through 0601, self-similarity and interconnectedness. Or consider quantum entanglement, a phenomenon where particles separated by vast distances remain mysteriously connected, their states mirroring each other. Instantaneously, this discovery in quantum physics defies conventional logic but aligns perfectly with the hermetic idea that all things are interconnected. The microcosm and macrocosm are not separate. They are threads woven into fabric. What happens in one part of the system has an impact on the whole, no matter how far apart the components seem to be. Even the concept of the holographic universe suggests that the entire cosmos is encoded in every fragment of existence, just as a single macrocosm are not separate. They are threads woven into the same universal fabric. What happens in one part of the system has an impact on the whole, no matter how far apart the components seem to be. Even the concept of the holographic universe suggests that the entire cosmos is encoded in every fragment of existence, just as a single piece of a hologram contains the whole image. Each part of the universe reflects the entirety of its structure. This scientific theory aligns directly with the Vedic teaching that the patterns of the universe are imprinted on every level of existence. The vastness of the cosmos and the intricate workings of your mind are expressions of the same underlying laws. These parallels between ancient wisdom and modern science aren't just coincidences. They point to a deeper truth, that the universe is a unified system governed by principles that we are only beginning to understand. Mystics like Hermes Trismegistus Paracelsus and even religious figures like Jesus spoke of this interconnectedness. The kingdom of heaven is within you, Jesus taught, echoing the hermetic idea that the divine and the human are reflections of one another. Carl Jung, the renowned psychologist, explored similar ideas in his work on synchronicity, the concept of meaningful coincidences that reveal an underlying connection between the psyche and the material world. He believed that the human mind and the universe are not isolated but deeply intertwined, a belief rooted in the same principles of as above, so below. Jung's work bridges ancient hermetic thought and modern psychology, showing how universal truths continue to resonate across time and disciplines. When you begin to see these connections, the principle of as above, so below transforms from a mystical phrase into a living reality. It's not just a relic of ancient philosophy, but a guiding truth for how the universe operates. Understanding this doesn't just deepen your spiritual awareness, it changes how you see the world. You start to notice the patterns that link your thoughts to your experiences, your inner world to the external one. This is where the real power lies. By grasping the unity of science, mysticism, and philosophy, you unlock a new way of perceiving reality. You realize that your life is not separate from the greater universe, but a reflection of it. And when you understand that everything is connected, you begin to see that every small change within yourself ripples outward, shaping not just your life, but the world around you. One of the greatest misunderstandings about existence is the perceived divide between spirit and matter. We're often taught to think of them as opposites, spirit as intangible and pure matter as physical and mundane. But Hermetic philosophy reveals a deeper. They are two expressions of the same. One world affects your external reality. Spirit flows into matter, shaping it, and matter in turn reflects the movements of spirit. You've likely experienced this connection without even realizing it. Think about moments of intense emotion. When you're anxious, your body tenses. When you're joyful, you feel lighter, almost as if you're glowing. These physical manifestations are evidence of spirit and matter interacting in real time. Your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, things we often consider abstract or intangible, have a direct impact on your physical body and your external world. Hermetic teachings go further, suggesting that the external world is a mirror of your inner state. What you hold in your mind and heart shapes your reality. This is why two people can, one, experience the same situation in completely different ways. One sees opportunity where the other sees failure. The difference isn't the external circumstance, it's the internal lens through which it's perceived as above, so below as within, so without is the explanation for this phenomenon. When you align your inner world with clarity and intention, your external world begins to reflect that harmony. Science is starting to catch up with this ancient wisdom. Studies on neuroplasticity, for example, show that your brain physically changes in response to your thoughts and habits. When you focus on positive patterns, you strengthen the neural pathways aided with those patterns, making them more likely to appear in your life. This isn't magic, it's biology, rooted in the same universal laws Hermetics understood thousands of years. Ego, your internal state, literally shapes your external reality, but this connection goes beyond thoughts and emotions. It extends to your habits and environment. Hermetics teaches that the physical world isn't just a passive reflection, it's a dynamic participant in the dance of creation. Your actions, no matter how small, are like ripples in a pond spreading outward and influencing the fabric of reality. This is why disciplined habits, mindfulness, and self-awareness are so crucial. They're not just tools for self-improvement, they're methods for aligning with the universe's harmony. Consider sacred geometry as an example of this harmony in action. These geometric patterns seen in everything, from snowflakes to galaxy, reveal the order underlying all creation. They are the fingerprints of the divine, showing how spirit organizes matter into structures of incredible beauty and complexity. When you meditate on these patterns or even incorporate them into your daily life, you begin to resonate with this universal order. You feel more connected, more grounded, and more in tune with the rhythms of life. The Hermetic principle of unity between spirit, and matter invites you to see the world differently. The challenges you face aren't just external obstacles, they opportunities to realign your inner world. Similarly, the joys you experience aren't random, they're reflections of the harmony you've cultivated within. Understanding this interplay transforms your perspective. Life is no longer a series of disconnected events, but a flowing, interconnected experience where every thought, feeling, and action contributes to a greater whole. Ultimately, recognizing that spirit and matter are one gives you the power to shape your reality consciously. You're no longer at the mercy of external circumstances because you understand that change begins within. This realization is liberating. It's the essence of the Hermetic teachings and a direct invitation to live in alignment with the profound truth of as above, so below. The beauty of the Hermetic principle, as above, so below, is that it's not just an abstract idea, it's a practical tool for transformation. By understanding how your inner world reflects into your outer reality, you can begin to make deliberate changes that ripple outward into every aspect of your life. The principle becomes a guide showing you how even the smallest internal adjustments can reshape your external world. One of the most accessible ways to apply this principle is by examining your thoughts. What you consistently think about creates the lens through which you experience life. Negative thought patterns such as self-doubt or fear don't just stay in your mind, they manifest in your behavior, relationships, and opportunities. Similarly, cultivating positive, empowering thoughts begins to attract experiences that align with them. The HTIC principle teaches that this isn't wishful thinking, it's the natural law of correspondence at work. For example, if you've ever walked into a room with a strong emotion like joy, anger, or anxiety, you've likely noticed how others respond to you. Your energy, shaped by your internal state, affects the atmosphere around you. When you consciously focus on cultivating calmness or gratitude, people respond differently. They mirror the energy you project. This simple awareness can transform interactions, whether in your personal relationships or professional life. The same applies to your beliefs. Many of the limitations you perceive in your life are reflections of limiting beliefs held within you. If you believe you're not deserving of success, opportunities may slip through your fingers even when they're right in front of you. Changing your internal narrative, replacing I can't with I can and I'm not enough with I am enough, creates a shift that reverberates outward. You begin to notice doors opening where you once saw walls. But as above, so below is not just about thoughts and beliefs, it's also about habits and actions. Every small decision you make has a larger impact, much like how the smallest ripple can eventually create waves. Consider the